feed the kids and expect a blue ribbon. You know? You just do your job, and your job is to have faith. You show up and have faith. And that's what all the texts are saying. We mistaken faith, I think, sometimes for hope or a winning ticket of some sort, rather than faith being something that's an active, it's a verb. Faith is a verb. It's something you do, and you keep doing it, even when it doesn't look good. If you're a farmer, you plant your seeds. Is it because you look at the forecast and say, looks like it's going to be a pretty good summer? Farmer's Almanac says it's going to be pretty decent rain, but not too much, good sun. I think I'll do it this year. If you're a farmer, you plant your seeds. And if you're a person of faith, you live by your faith, regardless of the weather, right? Karen and I went away for the first time by ourselves to celebrate our anniversary. We went up to the Boundary Waters area, and Nicholas headed out to Canada to backpack in the Canadian Rockies, which are, if you've ever been to the Canadian Rockies, it's daunting. And we begged him not to go. It might be the best thing he's probably done for the last 4 months. So he's back, we're back, we came back together, 2 different directions. But Karen and I were up north, and we had a moratorium on all news. And I'm coming out of the Boundary Waters. It wasn't long before we caught wind of if it was any time in life, it would seem like an Onion article or something. It'd be like, how could you can't write this, you know? How can this be, you know? Empty an entire 5-story building in Chicago just to arrest 37 with no warrant, or call all your generals together in one spot. Advertise it really well, put them there, and then tell them to do push-ups and eat better. And to invade the cities of America as practice. What? So it was really good to have a moratorium, you know? What we're learning now, all these months in, to the craziness is, what is Freddie going to do for you? Other than get you to make sure that your bike is workable for the next protest. But none of us here go to the protests thinking that it's all going to change everything. It's an act of faith is what it is. You show up and you say no. You show up and you say you cannot do this. That's what it's about. So we were up in the Boundary Waters, and I'm going to wind this all the way around. It's going to be one of these sleepy dog stories that how did he get there? And if I do get there, I will be as astounded as you. If you had faith of a mustard seed, like Crystal over there, her faith is like a mustard seed. And sometimes you got to find yourself a magnifying glass to get it. If you know Crystal, when you see that mustard seed faith that she has, it sounds like it's really small, but when you see it, and you see it all the time, that's the thing. When you see it, you know it, and you want to bask in its glory. So, Crystal, you're not off the hook. Yeah, well, here we are. We all you need is a mustard seed faith. That's it. And then you can do great things. What is that? What is that like? So we're walking through the forest. You know, we're hiking. We're doing 11, 12 miles a day when we're not in a canoe. And I'm walking through this. Have you ever been in a bog, a cedar swamp bog? It's unbelievable, and it's really astounding. And it had a creek going through it that must have been, I don't know, 3-4 feet wide, just a little creek, And I'm looking up, and there's a pond. There's almost a lake has been made from a beaver dam. Anybody ever seen a beaver dam before? If you've seen a beaver dam before, you understand that there is a God, right? Because I was getting downright mad because I'm looking around at the stumps of trees, and some of them are this big. They're like, they're 8 inches diameter, massive trees, and the shavings from their teeth eating those trees are fresh. They're fresh. They've still got their lipstick on them, and it's saliva's on there. Our dog Orzo's going crazy. Like, let's get out of here. Orzo can smell moose. Orzo can smell beavers. Orzo can smell the bear that came right there. And Orzo's just like, I'm a city dog. I want to go home. But some of the stumps that you saw in this cedar swamp were old. You could tell when a beaver's eating wood, it's kind of like beans and rice. If you just let them sit around for it, they get a film over them. It's like, yeah, you don't want to touch that one. But these were fresh. And the next thing I just couldn't figure it out, because everywhere I went in that cedar swamp, everywhere I went, and I left the path. And Karen said, please don't do that. The dog's going crazy. And I said, you take the dog with you. I've got to figure this out. Because every tree that had been chewed, a tree had been fallen. And there was no tree there. There was no tree that they had chewed and fell. And a tree that big had to be, 1,000 pounds? There were not even branches there. There was nothing, and it's not like it was a parking lot. Like, here's one tree, go ahead, a beaver, and then clean up yourself. It's caught in the middle of other thick trees. Little trees, big trees, and the whole tree is gone. And I thought, this is, where is the camera? Someone's fooling me here, but the dam is 6 feet tall, holding back a pond of water. If it broke right then, we'd be swimming. But I hop to the next one, and I'm hopping to the next one and the next one, and I'm looking everywhere at the fresh, chewed trees. There's no evidence whatsoever of how the beavers got the trees out of there. But there are the trees, you can see them, in the beaver dam. It's like a crane. It's the only way they can move them is a crane. And that's a beaver. That's a beaver. How are we going to get out of this pickle we're in? Not just in this nation, but many nations. How are we getting out of this pickle we're in as a Christian church? Fighting itself in every direction. How do we get out of this pickle? It's going to be impossible. It seems impossible, doesn't it? Hope I never forget that beaver dam. To have faith. One of the best gifts that we can give you today is Vicky's music. And maybe just a little laughter about beavers. Because every single lesson I read is our life and our world today. How long, O Lord? You said that this was going to be deliverance, and it isn't. I keep watching people get arrested. They keep being rendered, taken out of this country, hidden, disappeared, boats being blown up. How long, O Lord? don't worry. Bob Wisen, we're going to be all right. Somebody in war, being shot at and shooting, says, we've been through lots of stuff. I'm not so sure Bob would be so quick to say that nowadays. Now, we don't know. We don't know how it'll be. So my brother Albert calls me at least once a week, sometimes a couple times a week, and he always begins the same way. I answer the phone and he says, "Hey, what's up?" I said, What? Well, not too much. I'm just kind of hanging around. Oh, okay. What else is? So, well, you called me. What's up with you? Oh, yeah. I can't get my prescriptions. It's been shut off. And I need another surgery, and the doctor doesn't call me back. And I need a cardiology appointment, but I can't remember the name of the cardiologist. And it's getting late, and it's going to expire to get the surgery, so if you could help. And over and over again, it's just so much busy work in a system that's so broken. It's so broken. And Albert would be the first one to say, I'm gonna do right by you, Albert, if you're listening. Under Eileen there. I'm gonna do right by you. Albert has no faith. Zero. He says, I don't believe in any of it, you know? And so I did right by you there, Albert, so remember that when I come back to it. He's got more faith than you can imagine. He's got more faith than you can imagine because he keeps his spirits up in spite of everything that life throws at him. Everything throws his stuff. At the end of the conversation, and I'm taking down numbers and dates, and he forgets completely what the whole conversation was, and he says, you know what? I say, what? He says, the Cubs won. Not only that, the Cubs are in the playoffs. And he's out of this deep, deep hole that he was in. Popped right up like a gopher, you know? And that's all we talk about for the rest of the phone call. Could you do that? I can't. I wish I had one smidgen of the faith that guy has. It's not the right words, right? You gotta have the right words. No, we stand up and we keep walking. It's like when I see the dog walkers that are going to be here next week, walking their dogs in the neighborhood. Sometimes there's 3 dogs, sometimes there's 300 dogs. And they're walking each other's dogs, and some of them don't even own dogs. And they walk the dogs together a couple times a day. And they do that for the dogs, right? They do that for what the dogs do to them as they walk together. And that's all we're doing here. We might think that we're doing something really big and lofty. We are. But we're just walking our dogs together. We come together every Sunday. We pick up after each other. We bring the communion bread. I've quit worrying about communion bread now. I don't worry about it anymore. Except for this morning, I thought, who said they were going to bake that? What are we going to do? And I thought, forget it. And here comes Brent and Wendy. We're walking each other's dogs, and it makes all the difference. And when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, we'll say, can you remember how rough it was? Can you remember what it was like? So what we're called to do is to show up and do faith. Do faith as a verb. Show up and do what you can do. Tell a story. Oh my gosh, tell a story. Coming up next weekend. We're going to advertise afterwards here. Yeah, next weekend, right? No, Pam's not going to tell a story. She doesn't have any faith. No, it's coming. It's going to come up. When's it going to come up?
It was last weekend.
Oh, it was last weekend. And that's why you guys are all so cheery. I was on vacation. I hope the rest of you really enjoyed it. But you do that, you know, you play your music, you paint your paintings. You show up and do what you do. And it's so small. Isn't it so small? But it makes all the difference in the world. Especially in the hard times. Because that's when we need it. Makes all the difference. Walk those dogs. That's all we're doing. That's all you need. Just a smidgen, Crystal, just a smidgen. Those beavers, unbelievable, unbelievable. I hope you get a chance to hang out where there are some beavers. Because if beavers can do that, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that. And more. Amen. Add one thought. Come up there.
So, I did not come.
No, yes, you got to come up here. You got to move up
So
there.
I've been thinking about this a lot, and so I agree that we're walking each other's dogs, but we're also holding each other, we're holding up a picture, we're holding up a possibility of what can be.
Yeah.
And so we shine that back to each other as a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And so not only are we holding each other up, but we're paving a path of what can be in the future. And if we can continue to look at that future and not focus continuously on our problems, that future will lead us into that future. But we need to continue to look at that future.
Yes, yes. And the future keeps coming. It keeps coming. You can't stop it. It will not tarry. Do not wait. Keep watching.
It has to be the future we want.
Yes.
We have to be looking for what we
Yes.
want.
Yeah.
And we have to be walking towards that. No matter if they're dragging us down, we have to be walking towards it.
And we are.
Yeah.
We are walking towards it. The Archbishop of Canterbury was just elected. Wait for it. A woman. A woman, Archbishop of Canterbury. Bishop Eaton in the LCA was elected, first woman. Now she's out of office, she's done. And the first black man, Bishop Curry, was just installed on Friday. A woman and a black man in succession. Walk towards the future. The future that we're called. Thank you. Thank you, Pam. I was so happy that I remembered that Pam was going to be doing this thing. And I've got such little focus sometimes.
Actually, it didn't go very well, so I mean, I'd be happy to do it again for you guys.
Uh-oh.
It was in front of an audience that didn't want to hear anything, so.
Oh, well, that is the worst, and I know how that goes. Oh, well, you keep doing it. You keep doing it. A couple announcements here before we adjourn. Come on down for some coffee. We've got some communion bread that we can finish up here. And I did not know that rain was predicted this morning at all, but thank goodness it did come. The Twin Cities Marathon is being run this morning starting at 8 a.m. And it's a yellow advisory because of the heat and the humidity and everything. So I guarantee you, we've got Isaiah Ogren, his wife they're both staying at our house because she's coming here to run the marathon. So they were all up in a tizzy this morning, making sure that bananas were flying and there was peanut butter and there was water and there was coffee and there was a lot of other things and they were worried about the heat. But this is really welcome. So give thanks to it. Came out of nowhere, and man, I knew it was doing something out there. So this coming Wednesday night, I'm cooking because I made a mistake. I was supposed to put the soup that we made last week in the fridge the next morning after it cooled off, because I'm such a stickler for don't put anything hot in the fridge because it makes the fridge work extra hard. Just let it cool off, and the next morning you can just stick it in the fridge if you remember to stick it in the fridge the next morning. And so I'm going to throw that away. Just so you know, I don't put you at risk all the time. So I'll be making some soup for us this Wednesday night. It's my penance. And it'll be your penance to eat it. We're all in this together. And again, next week is the blessing of the animal service. So if you've got an animal, bring it. You got a goldfish, bring it. You got a ferret. The ferret has almost made it a couple years in a row. The only one that probably will not make it is my dog Orzo, because he just does not behave when he can't stand right by my side or jump in my arms. So bring your critters. They help us to remember that we're human, and that's all we're asked to do is to be human, and we do it so little. So come and enjoy. And anybody else have an announcement? Anybody else? Karen's uncle, Oliver Olson, her mother's brother died a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to be doing the graveside service down in Laverne tomorrow morning. So I'm driving down there tonight with Karen and some of her siblings, and we'll be down there. Come back on Monday afternoon or so, just to let you know. Yeah, he lived to be 98, I think, and was a real hardcore, hard-baked. What's the right way to put it? He was kicked out of every seminary he worked at for being so tight with the gospel good news and who could have it and who couldn't. And from Marquette, the Catholics, the Lutherans, you just go down the line, and we just came to really just love him. And in his last 10 years or so, he really was, I think he was really transformed. A lot of the people that were his best friends that, wanted to preach at his funeral have stepped away, and they've just rejected. And so the last one standing is me. And I remember him saying, chastising me for using clay goblets. For all of that stuff, and the more sick he got, and the more he needed care from people from all over the world in nursing homes, the more he just softened. His heart softened and grew much bigger, and so all of the people in the world that are the top theologians of a certain persuasion that will not show up for him, I'm honored to do it. So that's all I'm saying. And what a sweet, sweet man. And miracles happen. I see them all the time. I just have to remember it on my hardest days, right? And if I forget, you tell me about the beavers. Just say beavers, Dave, and that's all it will take. Unless that's not all it will take. It might take some food, maybe a cup of coffee. All right, coffee downstairs. There's some snacks for us, but